I decided to play some Diablo 4 because I'm bored and I'm looking for a hot demon to spend some time with in the dungeons.
Hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
So I started off by buying the game.
What the hell?
In this situation I had two options, whether I sell my right kidney to Dr. Zed or wait for discounts, but I went with a third option. I downloaded the game and I opened it. Game works, me happy. So I put on my headphones, I cracked my toes and I started the adventure. I watched the cinematic intro and for a second I thought I was watching an HBO show, and no, not because the cinematic was good, but because it was so freaking long and I forgot that I was playing in a video game. And while the boys were getting hung from their balls, the game decided to crash. Then I realized that I just plugged in a virus into my computer, and that's when I knew that the Blizzard karma was real. But I didn't give up and I relaunched the game and I watched the cinematic again and I got introduced to the antagonist, also known as Lilith. Damn, the jawline, bro. Based on the intro, I understood that there were these dudes who met a hot demon woman in a dating app and she told them to meet in the dungeon. Unfortunately, she was married and her bald husband made them pay the price. Then the game starts. I actually didn't record the first parts of the gameplay because I wasn't planning on making the video, but I can summarize what happens. You make your character. The protagonist wakes up in a cave in a snowstorm at night and he decided, you know what, let's do some jogging in this beautiful weather. So he goes to this village and he finds these villagers who want food because they're hungry and they can't go out in the cold weather. And the main character pulls out the biggest Hollywood move and decides to go hunting. And that's what happens. We go out there and we slay some beasts, and for some reasons we find ourselves running from a creature with a coat tree that is trying to kill us in a basement. And then it starts doing some demonic shit and this scene gets ugly. But thankfully my faithful ass wins. This sounds like a dream that you might have after an evening nap in the hot summer, but nope, that's actually the story of the game. So we go back to the village and we receive a king's treatment. We get drunk, we dance and we sing like in college, but our character forgets that he should never take a drink from a stranger, and we find ourselves getting pulled in the wooden trolley or whatever this thing is. And this guy, well, let's name him Antonio for now, who takes us to his apartment so we can have a better sleep under the fireplace. So he takes us straight to his place and he starts sharpening his knives to make us dinner because we had a long night saving the village from starvation and we deserve a warm meal. And then this guy pulls out of nowhere and he smashes the head of Antonio. Apparently this guy wasn't invited to the party and he kinda mad, so he decided to ruin the dinner for us. And not only that, he decided to wake me up. Damn, our guy never skips a leg day, huh? And all of a sudden we were surrounded by these farmers who were also mad because we stepped into their agricultural land and we killed their animals while we were hunting. So I killed them instead and I took their clothes and I went out. Then I met their wives who thanked me because I killed their men and told me that they were waiting for this moment for so long and that they always wanted a fine man like me who works out. But I started throwing up because I was disgusted by their behavior and I killed them all because I don't support cheating. Then I went to the church to pay for my sins, but unfortunately hot demon girl was there too and she started making trouble. She told the priest's wife that her husband tried to make a move on her, and so the wife was super mad and she yanked the head of her man and everyone just went crazy there and they started hitting this guy because of his foolish behavior. I got mad too and I went out. I started hitting stuff until I got tired. Then I went looking for a shelter, but little did I know that I was entering Peter Parker's nest and that my visit wasn't welcomed. But no problem, I dealt with them my way. Then I realized that I didn't have my dinner, so I had to visit an old friend. Unfortunately he wasn't there, so I slammed the door open and I started looking for something to eat, and of course I forgot that my friend was vegetarian, but for some reason he knew that I was coming and he brought me a dinner. W friend. I had my dinner and I dipped out to town to find me a sweetheart in this cold weather.
Find somewhere else to get warm.
She definitely likes me. So I tried not to take it personal and I decided to buy a horse so that I can show off in front of her, but the horse seller was a and he said he doesn't accept cash money. So I said it and I decided to get a sword because in this town peace was never an option. But as I came back I realized that the horse had just got sold, and of course the guy didn't make it that far and the horse collapsed. So I went back to town to tell the authorities that one of the civilians is found dead in the forest, but they didn't care because they were in a bigger problem. They told me that there were naked civilians trying to protest, and so I went there and I killed them all. And then on my way back I visited another old friend who told me that his mentally ill children went missing, and in case I've seen naked young adults raiding the streets I should tell him because those were his kids. So I tried changing the topic, but then his youngest daughter came in and she said that she might know where her brothers might be at, and so being a good friend I had to help my buddy find his children whom I just slaughtered minutes ago. And so we fought our way through the caves until we found my friend's wife doing some voodoo shit, and she was super mad because we interrupted her practice and she almost hit her kid. But since the network doesn't work down there to call 911 about child abuse, I decided to take matters into my own hands. And so I had a fight with a mother who summoned Satan himself to fight me, but he stood no chance because I fought him with all my faith and I knocked him down, and the mother too, and that's how I murdered almost all the members of my friend's family. And that was it for my first Diablo 4 gameplay. The game was definitely a 10 story wise. I liked all the plots with no exception, and I really can't wait to play some more games.